-1. Okay, we're live.
Mhm.
Yo, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Trans Fat Experience. I am the trans Demigloom. My pronouns are she, her, joined as always by the fat.
I'm Riley. You may know me from many things.
How you doing, Riley?
You may know me from being fat. I'm doing pretty good, folks. How are you, Demi Gloom?
I'm doing pretty good myself. I had a bad day yesterday, but I woke up feeling pretty
You
motivated.
know what they say? One bad day. You gotta be careful with that.
What do you mean? What's the joke?
I'm making a Joker joke.
Oh, you gotta be gotta be careful with that. Yeah.
You gotta be careful with those bad days.
What's Do you want to tell the viewers about the glass you're drinking out of, and the heresy you're committing by using the
True.
wrong
I
beverage?
guess it is kind of a blaspheme that I'm doing here. So this is the Sean, the audio engineer, glass, some merchandise from a podcast I enjoy called The Dick Show. My Dick Masterson glass is broken. That one's gone. So all I have is Sean. And now
That's kind of
the
poetic in a way.
podcasting world does not have Sean. It's tragic. Sean, the audio engineer, retired this week. I've talked about it a lot in a lot of different places, so I won't drone on about it. But one of my favorite podcast guys for a solid 6 years now, and he's left us. And I've put Diet Pepsi in his glass, and that's blasphemous because he is the Diet Coke man. So I'm sure he would curse my name if he were to see this blasphemy I'm committing. But I need my emotional support glass to remember Sean, the audio engineer,
Pouring out for Sean.
or one out.
So, hey, we have two viewers. What's good? Chat, can you guys tell me how the audio sounds? How the audio levels are? If one of us is too loud, please let us know. Sean is such a real one, said Spice Chai, who is Squeebo. Yeah, it's true.
It's just
They,
because we don't know anything about who
yeah,
Sean is. I
they.
don't know about
I
that.
got them into I got them into original biggest problem,
Oh, okay.
so they know Sean from that show. Sean is such a real one.
Yeah, been at it for 10 years, almost 10 years to the day from when he deleted the podcast is when he retired. It was 2 weeks away from the 10-year anniversary of him deleting an episode of The Biggest Problem in the Universe. A classic moment.
Indeed, indeed. I have some news for all of my fans and viewers.
Do you?
Yes, I am hereby, and I'm not saying this publicly for attention. People are gonna be like, "You just say this for attention." I'm not saying this to be congratulated or anything, because this is really not a big deal at all. I'm saying this to just hold myself accountable. I I am quitting weed cold turkey for now.
Why? What happened?
I got addicted. It was really bad.
Demi, you can't get addicted to weed.
Yes, you can. Well, sorry, I was dependent. Okay, was dependent on it to have a good time, and it reached a point where I was like, "This is the only thing that makes me feel good anymore." Wah wah wah. And once you reach that phase, it's
I
time
was
to
trying to
quit.
take a fat rip for the joke, and my fucking vape is clogged.
But yeah, for now, I'm just saying this publicly, so people will call me out if if I slip up. Um, I'm quitting. It's bullshit. It's bad for me. It's bad for me. I love it, but it's not great for me. Finally, all live, said Redux.
Finally
Yeah,
got my comedic
Squeebo
effect
said
vape to work.
Sweepa said I got to episode 25 and haven't picked it back up yet, like a year ago. They also said congratulations. And Sweepa said you can absolutely be addicted to weed. Yeah, I think you can be. I
I
think.
know you can be that was the joke. I am addicted to weed. That is the joke I'm trying to
Oh, the
imply
joke was
here.
that you were like, I'm not addicted to weed. And then you take a fat rip. Okay.
Yeah, that's the bit.
Riley is the average misinformed stoner. True.
I know I'm addicted. I just don't care. I know. You see, people defend weed and say it's not an addiction. I say it is an addiction. It's just not. It's probably the best one you could have if you had to have one.
Um, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna argue with that, but like that's like saying like, yeah, the best school shooting you could have is one where only 3 people die. Or no, that's like saying like the best
Yeah,
school
but I
shooting you
mean,
can have is
listen.
with a shotgun. Like obviously that, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that's probably better than with an AR-15. But like it doesn't make it a good school shooting, nor does the sentence the best school shooting make any sense.
Yeah, but I mean, life is shit. I need a vice. I'd rather it be weed than alcohol because that's much worse on a much
Yeah,
shorter time frame.
this is true. Alcohol will literally kill you.
Yeah, weed will just make you a little stupid. That's
Yeah.
about the biggest risk you're running. I already was anyway, so not that it helped. It is possible. I feel like I have reached a whole new level of retardation in the past few years. That might be why. I don't know.
Squeebo said Debbie stop talking now. True.
Just that this is now the fat experience.
Yeah.
Demi Gloom's getting out of here.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that about school shootings or schmool schmootings, as Rusty Cage would put it.
Ah, shit. You're gonna get demonetized.
Oh no, I'm gonna get demonetized on my monetized, totally monetized channel.
Yeah, totally monetized YouTube channel. You have the subscribers now, right? It's just watch time
Yeah,
that
it's
you
just watch
gotta
time. It's because my
do.
my videos are so short that I don't get the watch time. Does live streaming count
Yeah,
for
you gotta.
watch time? Is
Of
this
course,
helping me
live
get
streaming counts. You
monetized?
gotta start streaming more.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
stream every day and then get the watch time.
there you go. Smart.
There you go. Only Riley would say, "There you go, smart."
Just live stream 24/7.
24. Yeah. Wait, that's a good idea. If I if I live stream for like 30,000 hours, I just need one consistent viewer that whole time to get that watch time.
True.
Redox says upload a 36-hour video, I'll watch it. True.
Yes, Redox. Based.
So, are we ready to talk about our main topic? Because I think we might disagree.
Oh, we disagree on this. Okay.
I think so, anyway. Well, first of all, okay, first we could talk about the gay sex thing.
Ah, yes. Nick Fuentes is in the news for multiple reasons this
Yeah.
week.
The gay sex thing, I don't think it was Nick Fuentes in that video, unfortunately. But it would be really funny if it was. It would be so funny. But I do think Nick Fuentes is gay. Oh, I guess we should introduce who Nick Fuentes is because Redox says, "Who the fuck is Nick Fuentes?" How would you describe Nick Fuentes, Riley?
Nick Fuentes is a guy with the dubious intentions whose main shtick is that he really dislikes Jewish people, and he gets in a lot of trouble for that, as you would and as you should. Um, and he
Dislikes.
runs around on the internet and he says silly things about mass cookie storage and holy wars and and that's who Nick Fuentes is. So you could, based on that description, you could tell that people obviously love him. He's obviously a beloved figure in in the
He's
internet world.
I'd say he's like a down to earth Alex Jones for anti Semites and neo Nazis. He's a little more down to earth. He's a little
Yeah,
more
he's
like
like he's like Alex Jones. Yeah, he's Alex Jones, but he's able to keep it together, and he's a little snarkier.
was he the guy that said "Your body, our choice"? That's the only gremlin I've seen online who I think might be Nick Fuentes. Yeah, that was him. He recently
Well, that
tweeted
was Nick
after
Fuentes.
Trump won. He said, "Your body, my choice, always, forever." Um,
Can I say something? Let me say something about that real quick. This might be a controversial take, at least
oh,
among my people and how they've talked about this statement. That statement, obviously a bad one to say, obviously sounds rapey. I'm not going to say it doesn't. But once you say it is a rape threat, I think you've crossed the line. Obviously, talking about abortion, it just
yeah.
sounds a little rapey. It's not a rape threat. He's talking about. He's not even talking about rape. It's fine to say it sounds rapey, but it's not a rape threat because he's not even talking about
No,
rape.
I would also agree that that's not a rape threat. I don't think that makes any sense.
I've heard multiple people say that he posted a rape threat, and I'm like, that wasn't even about rape. It just sounds a little rapey by happenstance.
Yeah. Um. Squeebo says, and that's why people doxed him. Thank you for spoiling it, Squeebo. Yeah, he got doxed
Yeah,
after saying your body my choice. He got doxed, and we'll talk about that later, a little bit later. But I want to talk about the gay sex thing.
a bit later. Yeah, talk about how he maybe had gay sex with Destiny.
Uh,
Also, important news.
so disgraced liberal streamer Destiny. Um, sorry, I thought that would be funnier to say to refer to him as disgraced. Um,
Disgraced liberal streamer.
disgraced liberal streamer Destiny. He basically did a live stream with Nick Fuentes. He got lunch with him, and he debated him. And people people shit on Destiny a lot for this because he had a cordial conversation with a neo-Nazi on his live stream and got dinner with him.
Oh, God forbid people discuss things.
He got dinner with him, and they were like friendly with each other for just for that one day. Other times like they got heated again, and they did get heated in their debate. Um, my problem is I don't have a problem with being friendly with people who are politically problematic. I do have a problem with people enabling people who are politically problematic. So Destiny had this guy on, and he thoroughly and articulately challenged every single thing he had to say while still remaining kind to him. And I think that's the best possible thing you could do for his audience. Having a basic amount of human respect in the conversation, anyway, for somebody who's a horrible person like Nick Fuentes, actually does go a long way in the perception of the audience. And I guarantee that he's moved a lot of people from the from Nick Fuentes' positions at least a little bit. That's what I've learned is when I debate somebody, I act with a lot of kindness so that people watching can see that. I don't think just because someone's a horrible person, they're disqualified from. I think they're disqualified from human respect. Obviously, if I'm going to talk about, do you have respect for this person? No, but in terms of like the debate tactic, and in all sincerity, basically what I'm describing is a debate tactic of being nice. Being nice is a debate tactic, and I think that is a very
I mean, you say
effective
human
one.
or I feel like there's a difference between like. Sorry, I think we're. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're
I
good.
think there's a difference between human respect and like respect. Like I think human respect just refers to like inherent amount of respect you have for another human being no matter what, besides like maybe they did something completely like a direct deplorable crime, then maybe you don't respect them as a human anymore, but that depends on your moral compass and where you lie on those types of more tenuous situations. But in general, I think it would take a whole lot for speech alone to breach that barrier of just natural respect you have for another human being and their existence.
When I guess when I say human respect, I was just talking about like respect, but like I would actually define human
Yeah, I
respect.
think we have different definitions. I'm just saying how I
Yeah,
would describe
I
it.
think if we were to actually draw a distinction between respect and human respect, um, I would say human respect. This is Filoni's. This is a quote from Filoni's Ferris, actually. I would describe human respect as believing someone deserves like clean drinking water and like shelter. Like if you believe the person deserves those things, like basic living needs, that then you have human respect for them. But if you wish for them to live in constant agony and torture, you know what I mean, and like with no food, no water, like that's when you lose the human respect. And it takes a
You had a
lot.
tiny Nick Fuentes. Would you torture him?
No, no, I wouldn't. Although Nick Fuentes is a fucking pedophile, so there's that.
Is he? I haven't
Um,
heard that one. I've
I'm
heard
not
a lot of
sure.
things.
Maybe that's not fair for me to say. Um, they prefer to be called ephebophiles. You see, he was talking about on one of his live streams. He was talking about how women are old hags and the female body deteriorates and they lose their eggs. And um, he was basically saying, what was I gonna say? What was he basically saying? Oh, he was basically saying that a 16-year-old would be the optimal wife for him He would optimally marry someone right. If he was going to get married right now, he would marry someone who was 16.
Okay, I haven't heard him say that. It's hard to tell what's real and what's rage bait with him, but not a good look to say.
Yeah. Sonic the Centipede says, "I'm late." No, it's okay. We didn't dive into the big news yet. Demi showing her power level, says
Just use the
Redux.
hack. Just use the. This is what I do now. This is my now autism with streams where I don't want if it's like a talk show. I don't want to miss any of it. So now I discovered this and I felt like a scientific genius. I felt like I had taken over the world in this one obvious realization that I should have had much quicker. Is that if I miss part of a live stream, I don't have to choose between missing some of it and being like live. You just have to watch what you missed at 1.5 times
Yeah,
speed and then eventually you catch up. It's awesome.
exactly.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
I thought I, I thought of this like 6 months ago. Before that, that was a completely foreign concept to me.
That's what I did when I was watching the debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. I was in the mental hospital watching the debate with some of my friends, and we had to like argue with the staff about whether or not we were allowed to watch the debate because it's politics. But we were watching it in the room, and we put it on 2 times speed because we were late, and we also would speed it up because the internet was so shit that it would just show like the little loading symbol half the time. We're like, God damn it, and we would speed it up to
Mm.
try to get back on track. It was really fun.
The
Um,
worst thing was I was like that almost the whole time. This is the live stream I fucking paid for. I paid $15 to up my Dick Show Patreon pledge so I could watch Sean's last episode live. And that fucking live stream, because it's on shitty websites, because Dick got banned from YouTube. I was trying to watch it on my TV on my shitty computer, and I fell behind like right at the start of the stream because Rumble was acting stupid. So I was trying to catch up, and Rumble wouldn't let me rewind the stream no matter what I did. You just can't rewind a stream on Rumble, I guess. And then I switched to Vimeo, and I started trying to catch up, and it was like it knew. Like every time, it was like I could feel like I was finally gonna catch it. It would buffer for 5 minutes again,
oh
and I'd be
god,
back to square one. I think I watched like the first 2 hours of the episode at 1.5 times speed. It fucking kept dropping, right as I thought I was gonna make it. Fucking
don't worry, I can
bullshit,
hear
man.
you
I
in the
can't
headphones,
talk
bro.
today. I can't fucking talk today. I think I'm getting like worse. I think my health is deteriorating.
I think you've been doing pretty good
Been
today.
having a hard been having a harder time speaking. No, I know I'm talking, but like it's more of a physical hassle for me to speak. Like I've been running out of breath a lot quicker lately.
Oh shit.
You might be hearing some fat person breathing between my sentences, and that's because I'm running out of breath quite rapidly.
We got a lot of chats. Demi showing her power level. Said Redux. True. Um, Redux also says Ferris bringing in her A game. Very profound. Ferris isn't a her. Ferris is
Wow.
a there. Ferris bringing their A
Wow.
game. Uh, Spice Chai says, "Is it a clone or a perfect copy of Nick Fuentes?" I'm assuming we're talking about
Oh
a clone
shit.
or a perfect. Assume we're talking about a perfect copy. I meant. Sawyer says Demi is
they're
a
they're
Monkey Jones
they're
fan.
expanding
W.
on the reference that I was making. I get it,
The
Screamo.
Oni
Good job.
plays reference.
Yeah.
Um, Demi is a Monkey Jones fan. W. Lol. True. I think the Afiba file joke was a Monkey Jones bit. Um, or
Demi was a
socials.
Monkey Jones fan. But Demi was a fan of a lot of cool people, of which I am a fan.
I still like Monkey Jones.
Like you were talking mad shit last time
I
we
had
talked about
problems. I
Monkey.
have problems with Monkey Jones. Don't get me wrong. Or social services related degree. These there are people. There needs to be more people like y'all, or some sort of policy or leadership position. But I guess those roles usually are deadlocked with old, unreceptive people. This is true. Redux. Sad emoji. Riley, 2010 to 2024. I thought Ferris was they slash her. No, they slash their. meaning okay. Oh, okay. When we introduce our pronouns, they say they slash their or they slash them, meaning that they want to be referred to as they and them and they them theirs. Not there's no they don't go by she at all. So I apologize if there was any lack of clarity.
They're not a girl. They are a secret third option, Redux. You don't understand.
This is true. Hey, check this out.
Yo, that's awesome.
I don't know why. I just like this. I have it in my hand all the time. I bring this
Is
with me everywhere.
it like a does it is it just like a regular ball? Is it a bouncy ball? Is it
It's
some
just a
sort of
regular,
squishy thing?
just a hard plastic ball that I got out of a gumball machine at A&W.
Oh.
I don't know. I just like it. Maybe it's a Watchmen reference. Maybe it's
Not even bouncy bullshit. I'm gonna buy bouncy balls. I'm gonna go on Amazon and just buy bouncy balls. The bouncy balls are the best thing in the world.
they're pretty
You
cool.
just
I have
bounce
some of
them
them.
and then you catch them when they come up from the ground. It's sick as fuck.
Do we want to talk about the oh, do we need to give Sawyer the arcane treatment? No, we don't need to give Sawyer the arcane treatment. Oh, Ryan
Are we
Leonard
are we
says
already
phys physiogno physigno physio physiognomy. What's physiognomy?
I have no fucking clue.
Sawyer says, "I'm
Never
not
heard that
arcane. That
word in
guy is a
my
lost cause."
goddamn
True.
life.
Um,
Lost cause. What do you know about arcade, Redux? I disagree. To be clear, I disagree with the Demiglooms community's decision to ban arcane. I am an arcane supporter, especially a Brad support. Nobody's even mentioning my boy Brad. That's my homeboy from way back, and he got shot too. He was also
he
gunned
got
down in the
shot,
streets of
gunned
Brazil
down in
by
the streets of
Demigloom.
Brazil. Yeah. We can have that discussion later. Do we want to talk about the?
We can't. God forbid Demi gets put the task on air for the reasons that he banned these innocent people.
Yeah, arcane has been banned, Sawyer.
She banned them for wrong think, for reason of wrong think.
Yeah.
Fucking lefty anti
Do you want
free
to know the
speech
official reason?
bullshit.
I banned them for downplaying. For down. What was it? Downplaying the effects of transphobic harassment online. They were like, honestly, if you can't even call yourself, you can't even pretend to be some kind of revolutionary warrior if you're going to be affected by cyberbullying. Just turn the computer off. And I was like, okay, that's been enough.
Just turn off the fucking computer screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I will cop to that being a bad opinion because we live in a world where the internet is a primary form of communication, so it's kind of hard to just turn
Well,
off the
and also
computer
like
screen, as it were.
when with transphobic harassment, it's like the things that they say are true. They feel true sometimes, so it hurts. Like you can't just you know what I mean
Yeah.
when someone's like you're fat and disgusting to me. Like I'm not just like, oh, that doesn't I don't always think. I try to, but I don't always think to myself like, okay, this person is clearly biased, or they would say that to anybody in my position. My brain very often goes to, damn, maybe I am fat and disgusting. It's the fact that it feels real to a lot of people is what makes it so bad. Or when someone says like you are
See, people
unambiguously
who
male, you'll never be a woman. Stuff like that. That stuff like resonates with me and it hurts me. Like I'll be the first to admit it. It affects me.
Yeah, it depends on the kind of person you are. Obviously, like it's a terrible thing to do to transphobically harass someone, and it's gonna affect people in a different way. I wish for the people. I hope that people can find the capacity to ignore or even laugh at people making fun of them, because that's the point I've reached. Whenever somebody makes fun of me for being fat, I just laugh about it. They'll like be really vitriolic about it too, and I'll just be like, "So true, King." Oh, movie Frozen.
No, fake freeze. Got you, bitch.
Wow, you tricked
Was
me.
that one good? Was that a good fake freeze?
That was pretty good. That was good. You got me.
I remember I watched Andrew Tate fake freeze on Aiden Ross. It was like the funniest shit ever. He was like, "No, chat, no," because he's like sucking Andrew Tate's dick so hard that the prospect of Andrew Tate not being there for a minute,
Having left.
having left, he's like, "No, chat." Sawyer said, "Dang, who's Or
What would
Ryan
we
Leonard
ever
says
do?
facts, and Sawyer says, "Dang, who's vitriolic to Riley?" Redox.
Who would ever be vitriolic to Riley? Can't believe it.
He says, "I make fat jokes, but they're not malicious." Well, I think you're like, I think with you and Redox, the fat jokes are like jokes that you're pretty explicitly okay with, right? Unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's fun. The Redox is cool. Redox is my friend. I don't care what he says about me being fat. But even like strangers who are obviously doing it just to be assholes, I'll just laugh.
Yeah. Ryan Leonard says W
I'll
Tate.
be at I'll be like in a random live stream and somebody will just start like going off on me and telling me how fat and disgusting I am, and I will just laugh hysterically.
Yeah, it can be pretty funny, and I'm really glad you have the resilience to address it that. Excuse me, the fucking hiccups. Address it that way. Sorry, says like the flower eating. Yeah.
I mean, I did do that. That's less a fat guy thing and more when you more a weed guy thing. That was just munchies at its worst.
You want to tell that story real quick to chat?
And I had the unfillable weed hunger, and God damn it, my fucking connection, bro. I hate this shit. I need new internet. We might be getting new internet soon, and thank fucking God for that. Am I back? Am I stable?
Yeah, you've been stable this whole time.
It's hard to tell because your camera has been unstable this whole time,
Okay.
forever. Fucking shit. What was I saying?
The flower story.
It's the fire story. Yeah, that was just. I had intense munchies from large amounts of weed, and I had literally no edible food in the house. I had zero options, and in my pure desperation to put something in my body, I just got some sort of, was it vinegar or like fucking something, some sort of seasoning type sauce and flour, and just ate it because I literally had no food and I had a all consuming hunger. So I did it out of desperation.
God damn. You couldn't have made something?
No, there was literally nothing to make it. The house was, I didn't have any money, and the house was a breath of food. No food,
Jesus
zero.
Christ, man. That's awful.
We just hadn't grocery shopped, and I had just like eaten all the last like little things in the cabinet or whatever, and we were just without anything until my mother got home
Okay,
like
so
way
you
later
so you
that
did
night.
have
But
food. You
I
did
needed
have food. You
something.
just ate it all. Important distinction.
Well, like the previous day, I had finished the
Oh,
last of the
okay.
food, and then we had no food.
I thought you were like making it out like you had no food that day, and then you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
there was no food. I ate
no.
it all.
I did have no food that day.
There was no food. I ate it all." All right. Do we want to talk about the main event?
Yes.
Okay. Um, Nick Fuentes was recently arrested, and he's being charged with battery because of an event that happened where some random woman, because of he got doxxed because of his "Your Body My Choice" tweet. He got doxxed because of that, and then a random woman apparently posted to Facebook, "I'm about to knock on Nick Fuentes' door," but there was no way Nick Fuentes would have seen this, and there's no way that anybody would have seen this and shown it to Nick Fuentes. So that happened. She posts that, and then she goes up to Nick Fuentes' door after he's been doxxed in Chicago, I believe. It definitely in Illinois. I don't remember if it was exactly in Chicago. She knocks on the door. He comes out. He says, "What the fuck are you doing?" and pepper sprays the shit out of her. To my understanding, she didn't act violently. There was no visible threat from her. She was just a completely random, from Nick Fuentes' perspective, it was a completely random woman knocking on the door. And yeah, and then he pepper sprayed the shit out of her. To my understanding, this was basic solicitation. She didn't show up to hurt him or with any threat in mind, or she wasn't a threatening presence at all. She just knocked on his door, which I think we can all agree is a terrible idea. Um, don't
Yeah,
I
don't
hate to
knock on
victim blame.
people's doors that you don't know.
I'm not victim blaming, but like when somebody gets doxxed on the internet, going and knocking on their door is a really bad idea.
I'm victim blaming a little. I'm victim blaming a little bit here,
That's
given the
that's
context
fair,
of
I
the
guess.
situation.
But like with me, it's like I'm not blaming the person for what they. I'm not blaming the person that Nick Fuentes pepper sprayed them. I'm just saying that it was a bad idea to do that. Um, and warning future, you know, people in the future who may be interested too. I mean, if that's really what you want to do, go ahead. No, don't go ahead. If you're just gonna knock on somebody's door, like, and that's really what you want to do, that's fine. But it's like I'm just saying, like, you should be aware that this might happen. Um,
For
you know,
you, in your eyes, this person is a victim. Nick Fuentes has committed a crime, and that is also the case morally. Is that Nick Fuentes is in the wrong in this situation, both legally and morally? Is that where you stand?
yes, Nick Fuentes was not defending
Okay.
himself, nor was he defending his property. Um,
I believe by the
someone
technical
has to be.
definition of the laws in place, by the technical definition of the laws in place, I believe that Nick Fuentes is wrong legally. However, I think while this person did not threaten Nick Fuentes, I understand. I think it's a reasonable reaction if you're receiving thousands of death threats and you get doxxed. If a stranger shows up to your house, to immediately go into like panic defense mode. I think that is completely reasonable under the circumstances. You're the most hated man on the planet that day. You're receiving thousands upon thousands of death threats. Your address has been doxxed, and now there is a stranger at your door.
No, I absolutely understand the
I would
panic.
I understand that reaction.
I understand the reaction, absolutely, but I don't think that the pepper spray was necessary at that point. I think that she needed to
I
display a
also I
level of
also
threat.
think the I also think the I was about to use a defamatory word, but I'll say the woman, the person in this situation, she knew what she was getting into. Walked up to his door to fuck with him. That was the only reason she was there. It was on video. Obviously, the only reason she was there. She's fucking laughing and giggling with her little friends about how she's gonna go harass Nick Fuentes. She came to the door and she got fucking BTFO'd, and like that sucks for her. And Nick Fuentes is probably gonna go to jail, so I guess she'll get that level of justice. But you fuck around and you find out. It's a scientific method.
Again, she didn't display any level of threat, though. All she did was knock on the door. Just knocking on the door doesn't, in my eyes, that just inherently, there's no justification for upgrading your force from telling her to get the fuck out. If it was like repeated, if she was refusing to exit his property after he told her to leave, that would be different. But it was like a very quick interaction.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I mean, it was probably a poor decision on Nick Fuentes' part. I just think like I am victim blaming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this is one of the rare situations in which I am victim blaming. You just should have done that. He had a little bit of a more of a reaction than he should have, and probably committed an assault crime in the process by the legal definition. But at the same time, you shouldn't have gone and fucked with a guy who was receiving thousands of death threats because he might be a little on edge.
No, I agree. I agree that you shouldn't have done that, but that doesn't make his actions okay.
No.
Just because you can reasonably expect someone to do something doesn't mean it's justified of them to do that. Squeevo says, "I want to see a sitcom where Riley's teleported to the Great Depression. Is it in a constant state of greening out?" That would be funny.
What sitcom am I in? My connection died again as
Oh,
usual.
a sitcom where Riley is teleported to the Great Depression and is in a constant state of greening out.
Of greening out. I'm not sure what that means.
Like too much weed, you're greening out, you're freaking out.
Oh, I've never heard that term. That's a new weed term for me. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't think inherently just because I don't believe that just because you could reasonably expect someone to do something that those actions are justified. Like if somebody, like for example, I don't know, married OJ Simpson after he committed that murder, like obviously I'm like maybe don't marry OJ Simpson because there's not a great track record for people in that position. But at the same time,
No.
if he
Did
did,
somebody else marry OJ Simpson?
no, I'm saying hypothetically.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I was
saying
like, hold on a
hypothetically.
minute.
I'm saying hypothetically, if somebody marries OJ Simpson after he commits that murder, um, like I'm not going
It'll
to.
finally be time for If I Did It Again, the sequel everyone's been waiting for.
No, if someone marries OJ Simpson again, obviously you can reasonably expect what's going to happen. However, that doesn't make it. Oh, that doesn't to me justify his crime just because it was a predictable outcome. Nor does it make the victim really at fault for the crime. He's the one who committed the crime. Just because the victim could have expected it to happen doesn't mean it's their fault. They're not responsible for
Yeah, I
the.
mean, personally, I think, and I'm trying to articulate my thoughts without being a complete asshole, but like, I think at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I guess my example would be like, if a kid, if you're like, if your little brother tells you he's afraid of frogs, and you put a frog in his face, I don't blame him for punching you. Because you knew what you were doing. You were trying to elicit a reaction out of somebody who had a particular trigger, and you got the reaction you kind of deserved in a way. And in this situation, Nick Fuentes again was receiving thousands of death threats. Was the most hated person on the internet. Has just had his private address leaked. And this lady just goes up and knocks on his door to fuck with him. I mean, you kind of get what you come for.
Yeah, I guess that's a way of looking at it. I just kind of
Like I
disagree.
don't like I don't I think Nick Fuentes could have handled it better. Overall, I think the girl almost comes out looking worse to me. A
Okay,
bad take according to
okay.
many, but
According to many,
I know a bad take according to many. So people would disagree with me, but I don't know.
what could we do? We disagree. I don't know what else to say. We got 6 viewers,
I
by the
mean, he's
way.
going to jail, so you win.
Yeah,
Nice.
I absolutely do think that people who are cheering on him going to jail, would not like. Let's say hypothetically, if somebody knocked on not Logan Paul, if Logan Paul knocked on somebody's door, let's say Logan Paul knocks on Hassan's door and
Huh.
Hassan pepper sprays Logan Paul, I feel like people would be cheering on Hassan. That's where I'm going to go. That's the metaphor I'm going with. I feel like people are definitely jumping to the conclusion without considering the nuance of the situation just because they don't like Nick Fuentes. Rightfully so, obviously. Nick Fuentes, honestly, not a great guy. I don't have any respect for him, but not a sorry, when I say not a great guy, that doesn't sound. Nick Fuentes is an evil scumbag who is not deserving of the
I
same moral
wasn't mean enough.
consideration.
Let me
Yeah.
re-clarify.
Let me re-clarify. Nick Fuentes is an evil scumbag who is not deserving of similar moral consideration. He's deserving of less moral consideration than the average person. Let's just put it that way. And Riley's like, okay. You're like, wait,
No, no, no. I
you're like
mean,
waiting for me to slip up.
he's saying bad shit. He's saying bad shit, and I don't blame you for not liking him for it. Particularly like him for it either. But you know, just don't go to people's houses and fuck with them. And if something bad happens to you when you do that, maybe you shouldn't have fucking done that, idiot.
Yeah, was kind of stupid. I agree.
The doxing in the first place was wrong, and going there and knocking on his fucking door is definitely wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't think we should dox people. Whenever a fucking big right wing figure gets doxed and every leftist throws a fucking party, I'm just like, oh, come on, guy. When fucking Stone Toss got doxed, everybody fucking
They revealed his
celebrated.
face. That's all they revealed. They didn't get his address, did they?
I think they got I don't know if they got his
They
address.
got
I
his
know they got
name.
like his down to it. Got his name, they got his face, and they definitely got his city. I don't know if they got his exact address, but they know his city and state.
I think they might have his. I think they might have found his. His. Does he have a day job? I think I heard that he had a job, and they found out about it. I don't know if that's true or
Yeah,
not.
I think I heard something about a job as well. But fucking with people's jobs, always wrong, 1000% of the time. Well, maybe there's a case you could make to be in a very crazy scenario in which it would be okay, but
I think you can
most of
fuck
the
with sex
time,
criminals' jobs easy. Like if someone's
I
trying to meet
mean,
up,
if
like when
they're
pedophiles are trying to meet up with 13-year-old girls and they get confronted at their job and get fired on the spot. That's my favorite shit.
yeah, that's fair. No, that's good. Actually, that's good. When you said sex criminals, the idea that immediately came in my head was a sex criminal who has served their sentence, just trying to live out their lives working at
Oh yeah,
McDonald's, getting their job harassed and getting fired. That's wrong.
yeah.
But yeah, the scenario you described, yeah, fuck that, get them.
Get him. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that happened. Nick Fuentes. People showed up to his house and
He's got a
he's going to
mug shot
jail.
now.
He's
We
got a
got we got the
mugshot.
Nick Fuentes mug shot.
If I ever get a mugshot, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be funny.
Hell yeah,
Gonna make it
I will
funny.
buy the Debbie Glue mug shot T-shirt for sure. Even if you committed awful crime that makes me not want to be your friend anymore, I will still custom ink your mugshot
Fuck
T-shirt
yeah.
just for as a bit.
Uh, if okay, here's a question, and I'll answer this for you too. If I got arrested and
Okay.
if I got sent to like prison for like a couple years sentence, what crime do you think it would like? What crime would it be? Like if someone if like God comes to you and says Demiglim in 2 years is going to commit a horrible crime, or not even just is going to commit a crime and is going to be sentenced to over 2 years in prison. You don't know how much.
Probably,
You don't know how
I
big
mean,
my sentence is. You just know it's a big deal. I'm
if I
going to
had
prison.
to if I had to extrapolate a scenario in which you commit a crime, I imagine it would probably be the only thing I can think of is some form of like assault brought on for the political violence essentially
I
is
strike you
the
as a
only
political
scenario I'm
violence
thinking of.
person.
If maybe you're in a heated scenario and you throw a hit you shouldn't have thrown, and suddenly you're going to the clink for assault. That's because you're not a crime person. I can't think of a crime you would commit other than maybe in a really heated, like if you got into a room with like the most vile neo-Nazi on the planet and they start saying the most like awful deplorable shit, maybe you just you fly off the handle, and
Okay,
and off
that's
to
fair.
prison, off to Guantanamo Bay.
No drug dealing. You don't think I would deal drugs?
I mean, I don't know if you would have the necessary like connections and lack of fear of being shot to deal drugs.
Definitely the lack of fear of being shot, but we can talk about that another time. Um, uh, if I had to imagine you going to prison, I don't know what the fuck you would commit.
You can say it. You can say what you want to say. I give you permission.
What is there an obvious joke that
Kidding.
I'm missing?
About 75% of my friends would make a certain joke here that perhaps I've voiced dissent for, but
What's the joke?
sometimes scenarios walk right into it. Perhaps I've been accused jokingly of pedophilia, so that's
Oh,
the joke I was immediately expecting.
okay. Um,
Got that Discord moderator look about me. I get it. We all know.
if you were arrested for a horrible crime, I would imagine. Um, this is hard. This is really hard because I can't imagine you committing any horrible crimes.
What I fucking do?
Squeebo says accidental arson.
Dental arson. That's possible.
You cut out and you said dental arson for a second. I was like, what the fuck is dental arson?
Dental arson. That's possible. I almost started a fire in my mother's car when we were on our trip last weekend.
Were you trying to fry an egg in the back seat? What the fuck was going on?
No, I handed my mother a joint poorly, and she knocked some ash down between the
Who
seats,
was
and it like
driving?
lit a piece of paper on fire.
Who was driving?
We weren't driving; we were parked,
Oh,
just smoking a joint in the car,
okay.
and I had to like drop ice cubes down between the seat and hope to hit the ash.
Oh my god. You have like the most scuffed just stories in general. Like the most the things you resort to. Your clever ways of solving problems are so insane.
What would you have done?
I don't know.
You know, the cup only had ice in it. It didn't have liquid in it anymore. We had drank the liquid from the cup. We couldn't just pour that down there. I had to drop the ice cubes. That was the only way.
So your mom went from like confronting you about smoking weed to smoking weed with you
Oh yeah, almost immediately.
almost immediately.
Almost immediately. I think the same day actually,
The same
or
okay,
like
the same
maybe a
day.
couple days later.
Was this
I think
story
she very
days
quickly
after?
realized that. I think she quickly no. This was this weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
Or not, or the last weekend when I went to SeaWorld.
You admit it?
I think I admitted it on the issue crew
Yeah,
as well. Yeah,
this
I
is
went to
true.
SeaWorld. I went to SeaWorld and I was too fat for the roller coasters, and we couldn't navigate around the park, and we only saw half of what we wanted to see. It
Damn.
was great. Me and my mother got into a huge fight that still is boiling a little bit. It is yet to fully subside. What a great weekend I had.
Squeebo says I've offered my mom weed a few times. Is that true?
You know, my mom has always been like into weed. I think the only reason she even cared was because I used to be so adverse to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I would like have to like pick it up and bring it to her, and like even having it in my hands, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be implicated in these actions here. Uh, and then I just started smoking it. It's funny how long it took her to notice. I was shocked that like that was the first. I thought she just kind of like knew and wasn't saying anything until like the day she confronted me about it. 'Cause it was so obvious.
Yeah.
Like I was only barely hiding it. Like it was just kind of like in case she doesn't know, let me be kind of discreet. Like I'm in my room fucking hacking my lungs off. I fucking am not making too much of an effort to hide my fucking weed pens. I figured she just knew. Then one day she makes me fucking open she makes me open the bathroom door and like peek out the curtain to talk to her from the shower. And she shows me her weed pen. She's like, "Is this yours or my weed pen?" She's like, "Is this yours?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she just like it was vaguely frustrated and made like a crack at me as I was leaving for work. And then I think by the time I got home, she was over it.
Damn. Squeebo said, I've
She
offered my
realized
mom weed a few
I'm
times.
adult.
And they said, okay, that's not true. I've asked if she would ever try it again. And she said, she tried it when she was a young adult and hated it. Fair. He sucked the
Well, there
tip
we
of
go.
it. Everybody knows. Have you heard
That's
the
gross.
Have you heard the gay reason or the gay reason, gay version of Think of It?
I have not heard the gay version of Think of It.
Are you aware of the phenomenon of gay versions of rap songs?
I've heard a couple gay versions in my time.
they're
I'm
pretty
aware of the concept.
they're pretty good. I have a hand warmer. This is a thing we have in Wisconsin.
Oh shit, a hand warmer. I've never
Yeah,
seen such a thing.
you hold it in your hand. It like you just kind of like shake it up, and it like warms your hand, and you kind of just hold it in your fist. It's a good fidget.
Fun.
When are we gonna have the Riley fashion intervention? Because like, do you have anything that's not graphic tees and like sweatpants?
No, fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about fashion. Fuck off.
Do you wear okay? Do you wear jeans ever?
Only really to work or like if it's cold.
Okay, okay.
I'm 99% of the time, and it really is 99% of the time because I live in Florida. So it only gets cold for like 2 weeks. My ideal outfit is a t-shirt and basketball shorts. I will wear that anytime I am allowed to. Anytime there's not a dress code or weather incident barring me, I will be wearing a t-shirt and a pair of basketball shorts.
That's fair. That's fair.
I go to fucking concerts and shit. I go to fucking comedy shows. I go to fucking theme parks, anywhere.
You go to comedy
Shirt,
shows,
basketball
plural?
shorts.
How many comedy shows have you been to?
Well, have I been to? Maybe it is just comedy show. I feel like I probably went to one as a kid, but I'm failing to remember now.
I've been to one comedy show,
The
and it was
faint.
Daniel Sloss, and he was really good.
Who the fuck is? I've never heard of that guy.
He's got like Netflix specials and stuff. He's a Scottish comedian who's really good.
I've never really. I gotta try to get into stand up. It's never really been a thing I just like sit down and watch. Like sometimes I'll catch it incidentally and I'll enjoy it, but I don't really sit down and watch comedy specials. Besides, like when I was a kid, one of the things me and my mother would do to bond, one of the few things we mutually enjoyed, was Jeff Dunham. So yeah, we watched Jeff Dunham specials, me and my mother, when I was a kid, and those are like the only comedy specials I've ever watched.
You should get into like old. I don't know. Do you like racial humor, like white people be like, black people be like jokes?
Yeah,
You'd probably like
pretty good.
you'd probably like old
Especially
like
that second one, but I
Dave
like both of
Chappelle.
them.
True. Dave Chappelle is great comedy from back in the day. Now a lot of his jokes are just trans people are gross, lol, and it's just like okay.
Mm. Yeah, I know about command. I'm a guy who like I'm a podcast guy through and through, and that even translates to what existed before podcasts. Because like all of my, I know about a lot of like really like legendary comedians. I know about them from fucking Opie and Anthony clips.
Yeah,
Like I like radio shows. I don't like stand-up comedy really, or I do, but I just never watch it.
that's fair. I was kind of into Kill Tony for a while until the Trump thing happened.
Yeah,
It was unfortunate.
I mean, not. I guess I haven't heard the whole joke. You claim it is very overtly racist, and it could not possibly be about the real trash problem that exists in Puerto Rico. It's about Puerto Ricans.
It was definitely about Puerto Ricans. He also said like this was kind of funny. He was like, "Where are my Latinos at?" And then everybody was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "See, they're everywhere. That fucking border is wide open." Which was kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like it's a Trump rally, dude. You can't do this at a Trump rally.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing like racist shtick at a fucking political rally.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like it's funny. I would laugh at that at a stand-up comedy show, but Trump is not or maybe Trump is the best one to it. If you had to do it at a political rally, he's probably the best one. But in general, you shouldn't do it at a political rally.
Well, and the fact that he did it at a political rally in front of that audience makes me think there's a lot more sincerity to his humor when he jokes about stuff like that. The fact that he was a literal speaker for Donald Trump makes me think that maybe it's not all a joke. It is all a joke, but like perhaps there's you know he was making fun of every race except white people to an audience of like any Trump rally. Like the audience is at least 30% white supremacists. That's my hot take. Like not like
So you see, maybe it's a meta strategy because some I've found that in a comedic way, a lot of minorities enjoy jokes about their own race. I've seen it, I've seen it work time and time again, and maybe that's why maybe that's how Trump got the Hispanic vote. Maybe they all liked the joke actually.
no, no, no.
Like when fucking Vito Gesualdi did a fucking stand-up show at a funeral for his like friend who was a Persian girl, and he made fun of Persians, and it killed. I
Yeah, no,
loved
I think
it.
it is fun to make fun of people of different races. It's really funny, but that sounded really bad out of context. I think it's racial humor is really funny in making fun of stereotypes and breaking that barrier. It can be a way to unite people of different ethnicities in a way that wouldn't, you can't do in any other way. But at the same time, you got to know your audience. You have to present it with a little bit of empathy. You got to do it for the right audience, and you have to make sure you're not doing it to a crowd of white supremacists who will cheer it on as if it's not a joke. And
True, true.
after you do that, it comes into question how, what your motivation behind the said joke was. Um, yeah, that's what I have to say about the Tony Hinchcliffe thing. I think we talked about that on the last episode.
You talking about the same shit. We're
Yeah,
we're NPCs. This is the NPC show. We just care about big news thing that happened, and we talk about it for weeks on end, and we forget the last time we talked about it. It's like you walk out of the room and you come back, and the NPCs have the same dialogue.
yeah, exactly. I just came up with the worst podcast name ever.
Okay.
NPod C.
What is the bit?
It's
What's the
about
joke
it's a
about that?
show. It's a show about NPCs. It's the NPC show. It's NPod C.
Oh, N pod. See, okay.
It's pretty bad.
See, I get it now. Aren't clever. Now
Think
you're
smarter,
thinking
not
with your
harder.
noodle.
Why do people say that? Thinking with your noodle. What? Because I immediately think of
I don't know.
penis. I immediately think of penis when I hear that.
Yeah, I guess now
Not
that
now
people
that I've
talk about their noodles in such a context, back in the day, it was the way people referred to their brains, their noodles.
there's a fun Onage pranks bit where he was like, what the fuck was it? He's like, I'm not trying to. He's like, He was doing like a Asian accent. Don't worry, he's an Asian. He is an Asian guy, so he can do it. Um, he was
I
like,
don't know why you're telling me that. I suppose you're telling the audience though.
yeah, or actually, I think he's. Is he Egyptian? Yeah, he's Egyptian. But I don't know. He does a lot of like funny accents, and he was doing an Asian accent, and he was like, "Listen, I'm not trying to put my like this lady thought he was flirting with her. He was like, I'm not trying to put my egg roll in your salad bowl, okay?" And it was just really stupid.
Fucking
Or no,
stupid.
no, no. He was like, I'm not trying to put my noodle in your egg roll basket. That's what he said,
Ah.
and that made me think of. I don't know. It's actually not funny, but it made me think of. It's not funny at all,
It's
but it
actually
makes
not funny.
no, actually not remotely funny. We're just responding as if it was funny. He was, but now I think of uh, noodle as penis now. So I don't want to be
Yeah,
thinking
that's
with my
fair.
noodle.
No, you don't think with that generally.
Oh shit, we've got 6 days until I dye my hair, guys. Meaning
Oh shit.
the next episode of this show, I will have green and black hair. Have you ever thought about dyeing your hair? I feel like you could pull off dyed hair.
I've thought about it. I don't know what I'd do.
If you had blue hair, you would look like every leftist Wojak.
That's true. I would. I've
David
thought about
Winters
doing
says
like a
we.
streak.
I was gonna say David Winters said we brought down the
That's
evil overlord Nick Fuentes. He is nothing now. True. Go on.
I don't know. I don't know what if I do a full color job because I just don't think that would look good. Like I can't think of a color that would look better than what's already here. But I've thought of doing like a streak of some
Yeah,
sort.
you could
I
pull
think a
that off.
streak would be rad.
I think you should start dyeing your hair black, so it could be
But I'd have
black
to
black.
commit to the streak life because I'd have to bleach it because my hair is so dark.
Yeah, I think you should bleach your hair and dye it black.
Hmm.
Actually, you might not. I don't know if you need to bleach it to dye it black. If it's that shade, you probably do.
Are you the one I was? No, no, that was Patrick. Who? So what color is my hair?
It's brown. It's dark brown.
Okay, it is brown.
It's
That's what
really
you would
dark
say.
brown.
Okay, I think it's black.
Your hair's not black,
And
dude.
listen, I've gone around. I've asked people. The answers are mixed. Some people say black. Some people say brown.
It's just really dark
Patrick was
brown.
like Patrick was appalled that I would ever even consider that it's black. Like he was treating me like I'm the biggest idiot in the world for possibly considering it. But other people have said it too. I'm not the only one.
Wouldn't it be funny if this is the way you found out you were colorblind? You were like, and someone was like, "Do you see color?" And you're like, "No." You're like, "Oh shit, that's why I don't. That's right, I don't see color. I forgot." That's why the stop sign, or that's why the traffic light is always green.
How does color blindness even work? It's such a strange thing to me. So
So
foreign.
you have there's these things in your eyes called cones, which help you perceive
Mm.
color, and your cones get fucked up. Or you're like when you're born, your cones can be like less high quality. I guess I don't fucking know. But like to me,
Fucking
like
shitty ass cones.
it's weird because I don't know what the world looks like from a non colorblind perspective. I'll never get to know. So and for everybody for chat, I'm colorblind, but it's like very slight. It's like I can see every color. It's just some colors blend in to each other, like a lot of blue, purple, pink, and gray, uh, green and brown. A lot of different colors like look the same, look similar. Like certain shades look similar to me. Like there are a lot of times where someone will point to something and be like, "Is that blue or purple?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know. That could be either."
Yeah, Crow Royalty is colorblind, and they still they'll still argue with me about colors.
Yeah.
Like when we're looking at like a Power Rangers suit or something, this is the most common way it comes up because we're fucking Power Rangers nerds. We're looking at like a fucking Super Sentai suit or something, and it's like, oh, that's a red suit. And he's like, what are you talking about? It's a pink suit. It's
Okay.
like, no, it's not.
I do
And
that
then we
too with
argue
my
about it. I'm like,
friends.
Crow Royalty, you're literally colorblind. Why are we arguing about this? I am right.
Sometimes it really feels like people are wrong though. Because most colorblind people can identify like their blind spots in color, and then when something looks wrong outside of their blind spot, like that's when we feel like our argument is valid, even though it's not, because it seems outside of our normal blind spot. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because like if I don't have problems with blue, I don't get pink and red confused ever. So like I would feel valid, like my argument would be valid in that. But sometimes I'm still wrong.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing. I can't imagine the world if I just like couldn't see a couple of those colors. Be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no color that I can't see. Like I don't know. Here's an example. You see this where it says Big 24 on this soda bottle. I've just revealed that I have an empty soda bottle on my desk. Is that
Get
blue or
fucked.
purple?
Yep.
Blue or purple?
It's blue, I think.
Looks kind of
Looks pretty
purpley to
blue to
me.
me. Okay. Yeah,
Okay, that's
that looks
blue.
pretty definitively blue. Yeah.
That's definitely blue, but when you zoom out a little bit, it looks pretty purple to me.
Yeah, it kind of darkens when you. I can see what you're saying, but yeah, it's
But
definitely
like,
blue.
yeah, to me, I leans more towards purple unless I zoom it in all the way. Oh, I just realized though when I dye my hair green, like what I'm wearing right now, it's like a red and black shirt. A lot of my shirts are red and
Yeah.
black or pink and black, and I'm not gonna be able to wear red and black shirts anymore when my hair is green because it's gonna look like
Uh,
Christmas colors.
Why don't you just do red and black? I feel like that would look sick as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that at some point, but for now, it's definitely the green era. It's got to be green.
Gotta be green. Okay.
Even like I was wearing this. Here's my fag time bracelet that my friend made me.
Hell yeah. New album coming in 2038.
2025. But like when I wear like doesn't this just
Okay.
look wrong when I wear this on my red with my red shirt? Like doesn't it just look too Christmassy?
I mean, I guess this time of year people are probably gonna draw that comparison more, but like
Yeah.
I don't immediately look at that and it screams Christmas to me. I don't think it's that bad.
I started dressing like a raver and wearing like candy bracelets and shit all the time, even though I've never been to a rave in my life. And I was thinking about
Are going to raves.
for concerts and stuff.
Demi Gloom Rave Arc.
I thought about wearing a toy Omnitrix because I'm going with the green vibes and stuff.
Bro, that would be so awesome.
I almost bought an old Omnitrix at a toy store, at a used toy store the other day.
Like a the classic Omnitrix I feel like is too bulky, but if
Yeah,
you get like an Alien
yeah.
Force Omnitrix,
I had the
rad.
Alien Force Omnitrix as a kid, and it would. Do you remember the Ben 10 toys would come with like the little clear? They would come with these little clear like silhouettes of the aliens, and you would put it on the Omnitrix, and you'd
I
press it
never had
down.
them as a kid, but I saw the commercials. I know what you're talking about.
For chat, there was basically the Ben 10 Omnitrix. Ben 10 is a show in case you've never heard of Ben 10. This kid, he has a watch, and he like cycles through like little aliens, and he like smashes the watch down, and then he turns into an alien. He transforms into different aliens, and it's a super fucking cool superhero. Genius idea for selling toys. Just make him unlock a new alien every couple episodes, and you get a new action figure to
Yeah,
sell.
there are a lot of shows where it's like, okay, how can we have like a million different things with which we can make a toy?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ben 10 is pretty good in that genre.
absolutely. Genius idea. Genius. Very respectable marketing too. And but it was still a good show. Like it wasn't. They didn't make it obvious. It's only obvious as an adult. And
I mean, they're only. I feel like that only exists for like the toys that you don't remember. Like it's a stereotype people describe, but like any toy selling show that I actually can recall and tell you about was mostly pretty good.
yeah,
Like like Power Rangers, obviously, I'm a fucking big fan of that. Fucking Pokemon, any of those monster collecting shows are to sell toys, and like some of those were bad, but those are the ones nobody remembers. Largely, I think the franchises people remember that had a show to sell its toys, the shows are pretty good because if they weren't, then people forgot about them.
yeah. I know one that was bad.
What was it?
It was the original Ninja Turtles cartoon. It's really nostalgic. It has a great art style. It's very very cool in a lot of ways, but like the later seasons, um, where like it was like a new
Okay, I've
mute.
never seen the later seasons. I was about to say they're great.
That
The,
show
the, the
went.
old Ninja Turtles cartoon is great, but
They went
I
into
guess
the.
maybe it died.
A lot of people don't. They associate that show with the '80s, but that show like went into the '90s, like into the Batman animated series era of animation. And by that point, it was just a new mutant bad guy every single week, and it was ridiculous. And it was so
Well, I
obviously
mean, that's just
just
kind of how you do. I guess that's not how they did it traditionally, but there are a lot of shows that do that. I mean, I'm a fucking big Power Rangers fan. That's the whole bit. And a lot of shows that Monster of the Week is a trope. So
it
I don't
just
necessarily blame it for having Monsters of the Week.
it was just to the point though where it wasn't like entertaining. It was just purely monster of the week.
Yeah, it's
There wasn't
fair.
much outside of that going for it.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like the Monster of the Week. Like, I'm one of those weird Power Rangers fans. I'm a weird fan of like any action show. Like, you have the loudest fans are always the surface level fans that are kind of there for the action. Whereas like I'm there for like what happens around the action and how the action connects to it.
Yeah,
Like I'm
absolutely.
into I'm into the characters and like the development and shit. Like to me the worst part of Power Rangers is the sword fights. Like I know they're the same every time. It always ends with the good guy winning with very few exceptions. Like it's not you could take them out of the episode and it would lose nothing for me. But a lot of people are like, "You're fucking crazy." Of course, I want to watch the giant robot punch the giant monster, and it's like, yeah, it's cool, it's whatever, but like, it's the least interesting part to me.
I've always felt that way about action shows in general too. Action in and of itself isn't entertaining to me at all.
Yeah, me and Mo had an argument about this on I don't remember. I don't remember if it was Dragon Wheel or one of the like Dragon Ball tier lists we did on his stream. But we got into a pretty like intense argument where I was trying to talk about like deep character shit in Dragon Ball, and Mo's argument was like, "It's not that deep, bro," and we just got into a big fight about how it's just about he thinks it's just about the action. And I'm like, "You suck, and I hate you, and you're bald and old."
Damn.
Fucking Mo ass diggity.
I'm gonna check how
Fuck
much.
you, Mo. If you see this, Mo, fuck you.
Oh damn. I only have 836 watch hours in the past 365 days, and I need 3,000 for. Oh, I need 4,000 for ads, which is fucking
Oh
annoying.
shit.
Let me check
Just
MSGSA.
like just scam people. Okay, here's the idea, right?
Yeah.
So you just start doing the Debbie and the Goons bit again on your main channel just until you get monetized, and then you delete them all.
No, no, no. Holy shit, MSGSA has almost enough views for to do memberships. We just need to get to
Oh
500
shit.
subscribers and get like 1,000. We're like 2/3 of the way through. We have
You
2,182 out
guys
of
can barely
3,000.
record content. Could you record bonus content? I don't know.
I think every day we could just record like 15 minutes of, not every day, but like every week record like 15 minutes of after show.
Okay. Yeah, that's a way to do it. Me personally, when it comes to monetizing podcasts, this is just like all podcasts answer to and stem from the Dick Show and Biggest Problem of the Universe to me in my mind. That's just how that's just the ideal podcast to me. So I've become attached to the idea of monthly bonus episodes as what you do for monetizing a podcast,
Yeah, that's fair.
which I've never done that before because nobody wants to give me money. But maybe someday.
I've thought about doing
Me and
bonus
Alex are ready
episodes.
to start making bonus episodes once somebody gives to our Patreon where we said we'll do bonus episodes. But nobody has yet.
We had like a good 2 patrons on MSGSA when we had our Patreon.
Yeah, because you have like simps somehow. You have like not even like in a romantic way, but just in like a people have like a weird internet obsession with you way, and they're
Yeah,
willing to give you money. Me, I'm just like a guy who makes a podcast that they maybe don't hate, and they're like, I'm not gonna give you my fucking money. Are you kidding me?
I don't know why so many people are obsessed with me online. Like, I don't know what I did, like what I'm doing frequently for people to get so into me.
You're just an interesting character.
I guess so.
You intrigue the folks around you.
Dude, I'm like a fucking legend on R9K. Like they still use they I don't know if they still use my face, but like people recognize me anytime I like go into a Discord server that's like similar to the like to those incel
It's
freaks.
R9K.
The incel board on 4chan.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. The Warficus told me that.
Yeah.
Like you're a known figure on 4chan, like that he had heard of you completely separately from us
4chan is
from
like
4chan.
4chan is like an anthill and I'm like a cockroach. Like I can't fit in there.
He told me that like he had a friend that he told that he was doing a podcast with you, and they were like, "Bro, no way," because they knew you from 4chan.
Yeah. Debbie Gloom from 4chan.
It's Demi Gloom from 4chan.
Yeah, anytime I like would post something to like try to troll people, like and have my face in it, people are just like, "Shut the fuck up, Demi Gloom. What are you doing here?" Like they knew exactly who I was.
Yeah, you became a known figure in this niche little fucking internet incel
It's just because
community, and now
fucking
you've
negative XP
developed
harassed me for so
orbiters.
long.
Funny that I've like never been like looked at 4chan, the website. People have like sent me like screenshots and like archive links for 4chan, but like I've never went to 4chan and just like looked at the boards really.
Yeah, it's not a good place. I'll tell you that.
Not a good place.
Not a great
I know I
place.
got mentioned on there and I read that thread, but that was on an archive link. I don't think it was up anymore.
Do you remember that one time I posted a picture of you on 4chan? It was like BLM and ACAB. Am I right, brothers and sisters?
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was on poll, I think. Chat, what are you guys doing? Say something. Do your job.
What's up, guys? You been playing any video games lately? Demigloom, I wanted to talk about video games a little bit,
The
but
last game I
Nick
played,
Fuentes took us a long way.
last game I really played was Tomodachi Life on my 3DS. Was playing a lot of that for a while. Otherwise,
I also have busted out the 3DS again recently, and I gotta say, great console.
great console. So me and my friends
Man,
play
I really
Buckshot
miss
Roulette too.
handhelds. It just feels right to have, because like the Switch is so bulky, and also my Joy Cons are fucked, so I can't even play it in handheld. Like the traditional, like sleek handheld is something I miss so much. And just playing a game on my 3DS recently, I've just been like, oh, stoked in my hand. I can play it in bed. It's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Am I dying?
Yeah, you were a little bit. You were roboting a little bit, but I think we're good. I heard everything you said.
Okay.
It was not roboting. It was like the slow motion. It was like the
Oh, that's
I
weird.
am playing my 3DS in bed.
Uh, but yeah, I did play. I played through all the way in 2 days. I started it yesterday and I finished it today. New Super Mario Brothers 2, which is a game I must have bought at some point, but I do not remember buying. But it's on my 3DS. It's downloaded. I must have purchased it on the eShop at some point.
It probably came
I
with
don't
your.
remember
It
what.
probably came with your 2DS.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was a bundle game. Yeah, because it's like Mario colors. Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
did come with it. Yeah, okay, that's
yeah.
why I
That's the
have it.
that's
I
the 2DS.
totally
I'm pretty sure
forgot.
that's the 2DS that came with it. Hold on, let me look it up. 2DS Mario.
Wish it came with 3D Land instead.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
the
to buy
one.
that.
That's the one that came bundled with. It's white and red, right?
Yeah,
It's white and pink, right?
yeah.
There's a funny Scott the Woz bit where he was like, blah, 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 and I'm colorblind. And he was like, anyways, the purple box is my favorite 3DS game, or my favorite PS3 game.
But yeah, I played through that game. I really want to play Mario 3D Land. It was really to tie me over because I bought Mario 3D Land on eBay, and eBay takes too long to ship the. Maybe it's not even that long of a time frame compared to other things I've had shipped in the past. I'm just spoiled by Amazon.
Yeah,
Anything I want, I can make it spawn at my door the next day. But the problem is, video games are like famously expensive on Amazon as compared to other platforms.
yeah.
So I bought Mario 3D Land on eBay, and that's coming some point. It hasn't even been out for delivery yet. This was the first expected like earliest day that it could come. But it's obviously not coming today. The latest expected day is Thursday. I hope I get it before then. It would be good. But yeah, I'm excited to play that game because it's just one of those games that I've been thinking about for a while that I wanted to play and I wanted to check out. But to tie me over, I played some new Super Mario Brothers 2, which is a game that I almost beat at some point. I don't remember why I didn't quite finish it. Like one of my save files was in the last world when I loaded it up. But I started a new game, played through the whole thing. Pretty good. People didn't like that one. I mean, I guess it's like more of the same was really the main problem. Really, the main problem with most of New Super Mario that I hear people complain about that just like it got old. But I think the games are fun. I beat the Wii U ones recently, or rather the Switch package of the Wii U ones, Mario U and Luigi U. And then I breezed through New Super Mario Brothers 2, and now I'm kind of in a groove. So I just started playing the original on an emulator. And I suppose if I finish that, I'll buy the Wii one and I'll play that one.
Do you have a Wii, a regular Wii that you can play?
I have two Wiis and a Wii U that I can still play Wii games on. If I need to play a Wii game, I got 1,000 ways to do it.
Damn. You should send me a Wii. I'll take a Wii.
Yo, yo, just throw me a Wii real quick,
Throw
dog.
me a real Wii real quick, dog.
Let me catch a Wii real quick, homie.
Wii.
Demi Gloom, entertain the chat because I have to piss really bad.
Okay, I'll entertain chat. Okay, chat. Everybody talk. Everybody talk. What's going on? What you do? What you doing? What you up to? Redox says I'm doing chores and meal prepping. Also, I like Debbie and Ferris because of how smart they are. Thank you very much. That's why Mo sucks because he goes on old man rambling when he goes into politics. Everybody in chat. I know there's four of you people. Close your fucking Agario tab and type something to chat real quick so we can chat. Um, yeah. Trying to think of anything entertaining to say. Um, Come on. Okay. Um, smiley face ball. It's pretty cool. We've got my fag time bracelet, which I'm a very big fan of. Shout out to Insanity, aka Bobby Worm, aka Remy. Talk about Jackie. I'm not going to talk about Jackie. We got this thing that I got on Mercari. It's all beads. It's a little skull, green skull on black. Whoops. Um, a special friend gave me this in the mental hospital. It's a green crane. He made like thousands of origami cranes, and he gave me this one. And apparently, it's a Japanese symbol of peace. So there's that. It's a nice little gesture. Um,
City's nuts.
okay, buddy. I was just showing off the shit I had on my desk. I have this. I saw a Japanese model had this really cool Monster Energy choker. She was wearing it was for an outfit that I bought, and the model had this like Monster Energy choker, and I was like, "That's so cool."
That's
And
awesome.
I made myself one to copy her.
That's so cool.
I just I bought this choker that just had this ring on it from Spencer's, and then I bought a Monster Energy keychain and took the keychain off and put it on here, so I can put it on, and it matches some of my outfits pretty well, and it'll look good with the green and black hair too.
Yeah, it'll match. It'll be a Monster Energy girl. Yeah, I've been in a bit of a Mario frenzy lately. I don't know what possessed me all of a sudden, but I've just been playing fucking Mario all the time.
Mario, it's a good game, man. It's interesting
It's a
that
really good for
Mario.
who the fuck what the fuck how did that catch on so well? Who thought of like what if it's a plumber? What if it's a fat plumber and he jumps around and he saves a princess and somehow those are like the best designed games ever made on the planet is the games with that premise and everybody loves it. What world are we
What I
in?
want to know is how the fat Italian plumber and all of his friends became like one of the most iconic Japanese mascots. Like all of their mascots are like cute animals, like really
And then
traditionally
there's
cute
just
things. And then
fucking
there's
mustachio over here.
yeah, fat Italian plumber.
Yeah, right now I'm kind of switching around between my impromptu new Super Mario Quest, Mario Galaxy. I've been playing a little bit, and Paper in second, but I got to get back to that because I'm interested in the Mario RPGs. I want to play them all. I bought Super Mario RPG preemptively for when I beat Paper Mario, so I got to beat Paper Mario.
You bought Super Mario RPG?
Yeah, the remake for the Switch.
Oh, okay. I had the original SNES copy. I sold it, but
Ah, shit.
I sold all my SNES and N64 games, and I got like $400
Ah,
for
it's
them.
so tragic. I guess you could just play them on your computer, so it doesn't really matter.
I
But
laughed my
you
way.
know,
I laughed my way all the way to Raising Cane's and got myself the most expensive meal ever. Right after that,
hell yeah,
me and
bro.
Squeebo went to Raising Cane's and just got like big meals. It was awesome.
How was Raising Cane's?
It's pretty good. Everybody's right. The chicken tenders aren't anything to write home about. Their texture is great. The flavor is not anything super special. They're not really seasoned, but that sauce, man, it's a really good sauce.
Yeah, the odd. Sometimes I've always been like, I'll go sauceless if the chicken tenders are good enough. Like if I got a nice, like crunchy, salty chicken tender,
Yeah,
I won't even bother dipping that shit in some sauce. But sometimes a restaurant will have a signature sauce that just like pairs with it so perfectly that obviously and Raising Cane's is the best example. Like I fucking went crazy. I've only been to Raising Cane's once because there's not one near me. There's one. There is one like not crazy far, but far enough that it would be a big adventure and probably wouldn't happen very often. But there happened to be one near where I was staying in Ohio with Alex. So I had it there. And fucking cane sauce, bro, with the chicken tenders, fucking insane, so
Really, really
good.
good. One opened up near me, so I'll probably be able to DoorDash it soon. Although I probably
Hell
should stop
yeah.
DoorDashing. It's an addiction for sure.
Yeah, if a Raising Cane's opened up near me, I'd be fucked. I have a DoorDash addiction. I don't know if you guys know. I think you guys could guess based on, but I do have a chronic. Well, I don't use DoorDash. DoorDash sucks. I use Uber Eats like an enlightened citizen.
Why do you use Uber Eats?
This is better, I found
What's better
personally
about it?
based on my experiences. I feel like usually the prices are a little bit lower. It's just like I like the UI better.
Oh, I always thought it was more expensive.
I'm a fan.
They're always offering deals. It's always like, hey, get 50% off your next order. I'm like, okay, and then I switched to Uber Eats for that day.
Yeah, yeah, Uber Eats. Yeah, Uber Eats also has like all those little sales all the time. There's a lot of offers you can take advantage of.
Yeah,
It's still
yeah,
expensive, but it's not. Yeah. Ah,
okay,
shit, folks. They killed Demi
all right,
Bloom.
I'm back. What's up?
I'm back.
Redux wants us to
Yeah,
talk about Jackie.
Mario's pretty good. We're not talking about Jackie. Fuck you. I really like the aesthetic of the original New Super Mario Bros. That I'm playing now. There's something about just like the whole vibe of that game is like maybe it just feels more special because like it wasn't as formulaic because it was the first one. But there's just like there's a special sort of charm to it I don't think was present in the other three that I played. That I'm really enjoying. I think I just like the Nintendo DS like shitty 3D aesthetic,
Yeah,
kind of the
it is really
nostalgic
cool.
thing for me. Same reason why Mario 64 DS is intriguing. And every time I consider playing Mario 64, I consider playing that one. But everybody's like, "Oh, directions, bro."
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
maybe it sucks. I don't know.
It does suck. It's just
I
hard to
feel like
play.
it. I feel like eight directions is kind of enough. I feel like I could probably maneuver my way around Mario 64 with eight directions.
Yeah, it feels that way until you actually try. I promise you, that's what I thought my whole life. There's so many
I mean,
precise. There's so
I
much
did try
precise
it. I
movement.
played. It's actually playing it on like a DS. I don't think I would be able to pull off. But
Yeah,
like playing it on an emulator or a 3DS where you have easy access to an analog stick, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
the analog stick doesn't really
Because like
change anything though.
I let's played it on BitChute, and I was doing it on emulator and using an analog stick on my controller, and that felt fine to
I think
me.
the thing with Mario 64 is it's gonna feel fine with directions. You're not gonna realize there's a problem until you realize that you're just kind of sucking at the game generally, and you don't realize why. And then you're gonna come to the realization that it is the directions that's fucking you over. That's like why I can't make that one precise
Okay,
jump, why I can't do that one
I
specific
see.
thing. It's gonna be like, oh, that's why this game sucks. So it's not like something you'll notice
Hmm.
explicitly if you're not paying close attention to it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Also, I gotta walk my dog. Would you rather have an intermission or end the show soon?
We can end the show soon. I don't know what else we have to discuss. Really, we've been going for an
An
hour
hour and
and
a
some
half.
change. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Are there any other burning news stories and/or topics that you'd like to discuss?
Not particularly. No. Do you got anything?
Hmm. No, I think I've about Said what needs to be said.
All right, you want to do the
I
outro,
guess
or oh, you got
real
something?
quick, I guess one more thing. I wanted to ask you like what your favorite Mario games are besides the obvious one. I know you're the biggest fan of Mario 64 on the planet. But what are some
Without
other of
ROM
the Mario
hacks,
games you like?
Mario 64 is probably not my favorite. Um,
Oh, okay.
I guess does Mario Kart count?
Yeah, I mean you can talk about Mario Kart. I'm more thinking of main series, but
Mario
Mario
Kart
Kart's sick
DS is
too.
probably my favorite. No, I still think Mario 64 is my favorite, definitely. But outside of that, there's the new Super Mario Bros. Games, just the classic. I just mainly just the classic 2D ones. I never really got super into the RPGs except for Bowser's Inside Story, which was really fun.
Yeah, Bowser's Inside Story seems like the Mario and Luigi series in general just has like a personality to it that I've always been attracted to. I've never beaten one because I don't beat video games generally, but I got pretty far through Superstar Saga, I think, and it was genuinely an enjoyable experience. And that's a series I definitely want to play more of once I finish Mario RPG. After I finish Paper Mario, I'm definitely going to play a Mario and Luigi game, and I haven't quite decided which one. I don't know because they don't really have a continuity, so I can kind of just pick and choose. Um, Bowser's Inside Story is the one that everybody likes, but
They remade
I'm
that
interested
recently,
in
right?
some of the other ones. Yeah, I think they remade Bowser's Inside Story and Superstar Saga for the 3DS.
Oh, so not super recently, but recently ish.
Not super recently, but recently-ish. I think they were like really late stage 3DS games, so like
Yeah,
recently enough. And I kind of want to play the I kind of want to play Paper Jam, but that's the people say that's the like I've heard that that one's the worst one, but that doesn't say much because they're all good. And it's just like interesting to me. So I might play that one. It is kind of expensive though, so that's a barrier. Superstar Saga I have access to totally for free and can just play it anytime. But I've played through like most but not all of that one a couple times. So like 70% of what I'd be doing I've already done. So like I kind of want to save that one for a while. And play one of the other ones. So I don't know. I'll have to pick one. But that's far in the future. I have like an RPG and a half to beat before
that's fair.
that decision comes up.
I heard they're good starter RPGs, like good to get into RPGs, the Mario RPG
I
games.
mean that's all of the Mario RPGs. They're kind of just like easier, like less like time consuming. Like they still have their like challenging fights and stuff, and like they're not like baby games, but their length and their like needing of grinding is much less than your usual JRPG. I think is the main thing that makes them more accessible.
Fair.
But yeah, thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in.
Any Gloom, where can they find you on the
You
internet
can find me
besides here?
on my YouTube channel, Demi Gloom, and also my podcast, Middle School GSA. As a reminder, we are not actually middle schoolers. The title is just for fun. But me and my best friend Felonious Ferris discuss politics and philosophy and morals and culture from an LGBTQ plus slash trans perspective on Middle School GSA. So go check out Middle School GSA on YouTube or your podcast platform of choosing. And also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DemiGloom if you want to see pictures of me and shit and my intrusive thoughts.
There you go, folks.
What about you?
Thank you for listening to the Trans Fat Experience. You can find me at linktr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe. That's RIELY Cinematic Universe. Sorts of stuff there, all sorts of podcasts and YouTube channels. Detour Ahead podcast. I've been slacking on plugging that one. It's still probably my most uh, my personal favorite project that I do, and yet it's like the least viewed one. So if you want a funny podcast that you may enjoy, you can check out Detour Ahead podcast that I do with my friend Alex. It can be found on all sorts of podcast platforms as well as YouTube. It's a video show, so much like this show, you can see me on camera. You can see Alex on camera as well. There's a Sonichu medallion, so we might all be cursed. You might be cursed by watching it, but that's okay. Just watch it anyway.
Hell yeah.
It's so funny. Well, actually, the what we found is we've contained the power of the Sonichu medallion because Alex had the Sonichu medallion and shit started getting fucked for Alex, and we were like, oh shit, the curse is real. And then what she did was she put the Sonichu medallion in the Detour Ahead sign, and since then nothing fucked has happened. So the power of Detour Ahead has contained the Sonichu
Oh
curse.
god.
So as long as we keep Sonichu in the Detour Ahead sign, his power is sealed.
Okay.
But folks, yeah, you can find that and many more at linktr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe.
Amazing.